In reality, they don't really want us to live like this. Hello, beautiful people of the interwebs. Adam here at Maple Monkey Homestead. Hopefully you're having an absolutely blessed day. Here we are with another episode back here at the old cabin in the woods. And unfortunately, winter is upon us. There was a little bit of snow on the ground, thankfully not anymore. Rain, temperature rose, and it is all gone. But it is chilly in here. Haven't got a fire going yet. And so I got my old, tuxedo on, as they say. So that's the first order of business. Got to get the fire on. Got to get this place warmed up. And just another day back here at the cabin. Yeah, here's what the day's looking like outside. Not too bad. Sun's trying to poke through. And it is, some people might say just the opposite. But in my opinion, it's actually fairly clean in here. Got some groceries I got to put away. Kitchen is actually in fair order, minus those two things right there. And it is not looking too bad if you ask me. Check it out, y'all. So we got to get this old puppy right here started. Get that going. And I was thinking, might get some paint, because we can see it's, starting to show some signs of age. Might get some stove paint, and we'll get her all maybe, looking all pretty maybe. But I don't know, we'll see what happens. Alrighty then. With the wood stove being the only source of heat, it is a little bit chilly when she goes out and the cabin cools down. That is for sure. And I guess tonight it's supposed to drop down to about a minus 11. So it's gonna be a little bit of a chilly night tonight, I guess. But when we're into the season here, I guess what can you expect, unfortunately. Oh, a little bit of a knot there, eh? Oh, yeah. Oh, there we go. I guess that's the benefit of having the floors not done yet. I can still chop kindling in here. Because once the floors are done, I will not be doing this. That's for sure. For sure. If I were smart, which I have never claimed to be, I would already have this already chopped and good to go. But c'est la vie. See if I can get through this knot. Hey! Nope. Best fire starter ever. Good old birch bark. I gotta chisel some birch bark off of here. And that'll be good to go. Let's see if I can get this to peel off. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Like a birch bark canoe. Look at that. All right. Alrighty then, alright. And now let us commence with the inaugural fire for the day. Get this place good. Snap, crackle, and pop. Yeehaw. Oh, I tell you though, if you've had a wood stove, then you know that there is nothing in the world that warms you like wood heat. It's warms you from your bones inside out. And if you feel the same way, let me know which heat do you like the most. Electric heat, I feel, just doesn't feel the same. Heat pump, same thing, don't really feel the same. But when you get a nice warm fire going on in the old wood stove or a fireplace or something like that, and when it gets up to temperature, oh boys, there's just something about it that it is just absolutely phenomenal. So do you feel the same way? Is wood stove, is no heat compared to wood stove wood burning heat? Because I definitely think that's the case. Listen to that pine pop. Got my old Mexican sweater on. We got 200 degrees, so we still got another, I don't know, about 100 degrees before the stove warms up. And then upstairs was just in the loft. Upstairs is nice and warm, obviously, because heat rises. But yeah, I got the old Mexican sweater on here that I got when I was backpacking Mexico to keep the old chill off me. Oh my, hope you're having a fantastic day. What are you up to this weekend? Right now when I'm filming this, it is Friday afternoon. And got some tortilla soup that I'm going to get on the go after this. And tomorrow being Saturday, I'm going to be doing the live stream. So I'll probably post this after. So I know it's going to be an awesome live stream. It always is. It's been a minute since we did a live stream. And trying to be doing those a little bit more. I just find it interesting that you look in news and posts and all the, just people talking and everything, and you hear crackdowns of this kind of lifestyle. Some areas around, you hear them banning having to have chickens. You hear them banning gardening. There was a thing that was through the news down here over the summer, since we had not a lot of rainfall, that if they caught you watering your garden or watering, your plants or, lawn, whatever it have you, watering anything, that they would shut your water off. And I just found it so interesting. And I mean, it really wouldn't affect you if you had a well, but if you're on city water, or if you're dependent on water from some other place, and they had the ability to shut your water off, man, that's in my opinion, that's against a human's rights violation right there. But it's just so interesting how they don't want people like us to have chickens. They don't want us to have gardens. They don't want us to, break out of this mold, this box that they have us in, right? It's so interesting. And a lot of you guys, I know, are obviously interested in homesteading and off-grid life and self-sufficiency, gardening, chickens, anything along that entails, that big broad circle right there. So, let me know in the comments below. Is anything happening in your area? I see some counties that are, you just kind of shake your head at some of the stuff that you see, and it's like, how could they get away with this? But I guess at the same point is, if nobody stands up and if nobody says anything and just kind of, oh yeah, well, this is just the way that it has to be, then that's the way that it's going to be. Slowly taking our rights away, which is absolutely unreal. I've mentioned it before, our great-grandparents and things of that nature. This would have been the way that they lived. This was normal to them. This was natural to them. And there's a statistic, and it's not going to be for verbatim. The actual statistical number is probably off. But for instance, it was something along the lines of 50 or 60% of households had gardens. They had orchards and stuff that they didn't have, stuff that they didn't grow. Maybe Bill down the street or Sue around the corner, where you had an apple tree, she had a pear and a peach tree, and you guys could swap. or if one person raised pigs and another person raised chickens, or if one person raised cows, you all could get together during the weekend. And or back then there was a lot more camaraderie within the communities. So families would go to church on the weekend. There'd be community activities. There'd be potlucks. There'd be this and there'd be that. Where now is it's filled with social media. And don't get me wrong, social media is a great thing. It's a wonderful thing. Obviously, because we're using social media right now, right? But I think if we leave it and let it be the only way to socializing, it's just a far cry from even when I was a kid. You go to the campgrounds and everybody, 2 weekends of the month or something, there'd be a potluck dinner. You'd have raffles. I remember I was so excited. You see these huge tables full of potluck dinners, and you're like, ooh, 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 that looks delicious. I'm going to load me up some of that, load me up some of that. Plate's just filled with food. An hour later, they're doing some sort of draw. You see the prizes that you could win. I remember one year I won all kinds of fish and tackle at the campground, which is absolutely awesome. And you just, not to say that places don't do that, but it's just not as normal as it used to be, which is unfortunate. Absolutely unfortunate. So also, I am curious, and I know I've asked this question before, and a lot of you are off-grid or want to go off-grid. So I'm just curious, what inspired you to want to go on this journey for your own sense? So many people have said, oh, you're living my dream. This is something that I wanted to do forever and ever, and just haven't gotten around to doing it, whether it be too old, too young, land is too expensive. There's always a way around it. There's always a way around it. Tax sales and word of mouth to find land is, in my opinion, the absolute best way to go. That's how I found this property. Though it's not, it's not the best property in retrospect, it does me good for right now. So yeah, what inspired you on your journey? I remember when I was a kid, I read the book, what was it? My Side of the Mountain. And it just, I don't know, it sparked something in me. My Side of the Mountain is about a kid who ran away from home, and he was on the edge of like these huge redwood forests. So he ran into the forest, and I think this is set in the early 1900s, so different kind of lifestyle as it is. But he ran away into the forest, and he found a hollowed out tree, and he turned the tree into his house. Put a bed in it, made a little wood stove in it. He had a gun. He went hunting. He did all these things. He had a pet. It was either a pet hawk or a pet falcon. And I remember there was a spot in the book where he shot his deers and he made his buckskin pants, buckskin coat, and he went into town, and the people in town were looking at him like he was just from another century, like he was mad lunatic, right? Crazy. And I just read that book, and I don't know, it sparked something in me. And I'm just like, oh man, I would love to do that. To live in a hollowed out tree and have a pet falcon, that would be absolutely amazing. And I guess hearing from my parents, I'd always tell them when I was young that I'd be, hey, I'm leaving, I'm running away, and I'm going to live with the lions. So I don't know, something in me. It has always wanted to just be out into the wilderness, be with nature, be with animals, and just live a different kind of lifestyle than what is portrayed as normal these days. Hence why I have this little 12 by 12 cabin in the woods. We don't need much to be happy. And the less I have, I don't know. It's interesting. I want all these things, but at the same time, I know they're not going to make me happy. They're going to fill, they don't get me wrong, they'd be fun to have. Some things like ATVs, tractors, they might make life easier. They'd be fun to have, but ultimately they wouldn't fulfill this happiness void, that seems to be missing in all of our lives. And obviously, for me, it's the Lord. The Lord, there's a Lord, a God-shaped piece of us missing. Until we fill that with Him, we're never going to be fully fulfilled. But that may not be for some of you, and that's completely fine. We are all on our own journeys. But yeah, it's definitely interesting seeing all this stuff come into fruition. And doing this journey has really been an eye-opening experience, building something from the ground up and turning something from your imagination, something that lives in your head, to something that you can tangibly and physically be a part of. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And I was watching some of my old videos, and it's just of building the cabin. They're back at the beginning of the page. Go check those out, and hopefully it inspires you in your journey. But I was just looking at it, and you know, nothing's on the walls. Staircase wasn't built. Had no couch. Had no rugs. No tables. There's no cedar on the walls. Still have to do this wall behind me, and it's just crazy to think that, you know, this is home. this is my house, and I built it. It's absolutely wild, absolutely wild. And I do this, you know, YouTube channel for posterity, for my own enjoyment, looking back and just being like, man, what a journey it's been. And it's not done. It's still not done yet, which is crazy. But I also do it to inspire y'all in your own off-grid journeys, in your own homestead, in your own cabin builds. So I love it, love it, love it when I look down in the comment section and I hear that, you know, somebody writes a comment and they're like, man, your channel's awesome. It's inspired me on my own journey. I had a comment a little bit ago saying that somebody sat down and they drew out their cabin diagrams, thinking, oh, well, if I put this here, I might put this here. How is this going to look if I put this here? And I'm just, oh, it just makes my day reading those kind of comments and hearing about your own homesteads and hearing about maybe growing up, you know, how your family grew up in a small cabin like this. I just love it. I love it. So that's just a wonderful thing about social media, is that we can sit and we can, you know, even though you're not in front of me, you are in front of me, right? And we can have this conversation where you could be thousands and thousands of miles away on the other side of the world. You know, we could be ages apart. You could be double my age. You could be, you know, 80, 90, maybe potentially 100 years old. You could be 15, 16, 17, 18, you know, and you're just trying to get into this lifestyle. So that's just the thing about social media. It has benefits as well, and we just can't focus on the negative. Anyway, yeah, that's I just wanted to have a little sit down. I got to get some chicken tortilla soup on the go for lunch, and we're slowly getting warmed up in here. We've just broke the 250-degree mark for the stove, and you know, in another hour or so, we'll probably be able to take this off and be in a t-shirt. All right, well, I got to get some lunch on the go. I'm gonna get some chicken tortilla soup onto the go and get that into me gullet. Here we are, fire's going great. Ooh, look at that coal bed starting right there. And we're up to almost 300 degrees. Take a couple steps over into the old kitchen. This is delicious chicken tortilla soup from good old Costco. So get this in, get her on the old stove, and get some of this into me gullet for a nice healthy lunch. And I'm not saying this to brag, but I will say, to be able to sit down in front of the wood stove in a cold, chilly day, because it's right around freezing. We had some snow, like I had mentioned, and I don't know, there's just something about having a nice warm cup of soup during the winter time. It is just, I don't know, so to combine that with in front of the wood stove, it is just, I'm going to say, for lack of a better term, heavenly. Oh my, I will say I am not a fan of the winter time. Cold out here. Like I mentioned earlier, it's probably 0 degrees, 1 degree. Not fun. I am just like, oh man, we got 6 months of this coming up here. The old cabin, I can't wait to get some siding onto it. It's going to absolutely look awesome. My, so my, so my. So many people are like, oh, are you ever going to finish your cabin? Are you ever going to do this? Are you ever going to do that? Well, yeah, it's been a tough couple years. I haven't really had the money to do so. I'm just thankful for it being in a space now that, you know, it's a lot better off than when I first moved here 2 years ago, because it didn't even have the exterior insulation that you see there. It was literally just Tyvek on the outside. It didn't have that much insulation. So it was had to spend half the winter in it, and it was a hard time keeping it warm. Plus, I didn't have that much wood to keep the old wood stove stocked up. But I'll tell you what, it's going to be some nice when the old cabin has the siding on it and the deck and the kitchen and all that stuff. It's just, oh, it's going to be absolutely awesome. Got rain the other day and the pond is filled up, and the pond is not completely filled, but it's probably the first time that it's been filled in, I don't know, 6 or 7 months. We have just had a dry spring and summer. So the pond is filled, the little babbling brook beside the cabin is going, and pretty well the leaves are off the trees. Oh my, soon there's going to be just all kinds of stuff on the ground. Gonna have to shovel, all that good stuff. And I still don't even have my winter tires on yet. Oh boys, oh boys, oh boy. No bueno. Big shout out to the 2 channel members, Co-Create Happiness and All Things Kingdom. Much appreciate y'all for your membership for the channel. Y'all are awesome. God bless y'all. And I am just out in town now doing some running around, helping a neighbor out with getting some things. Just curious. Over the last little bit, I've been thinking about trying to get some merch on the go. I did some, it was a couple years ago now when I was printing my own merch, but I'd like to get back into it. What are y'all's thoughts? Would any of y'all be interested in some merch? T-shirts, sweaters, things of that nature. Maybe some, I was thinking that'd be funny that I could make up some round tuits for people in the same situation as me that say, oh, yeah, I'll get around to it. So I can make up some of those. I was just kind of throwing out some ideas, pushing around some ideas the other day about contemplating on trying to get a website up and go, and things of that nature. So I just was curious about y'all's interest in that, if you'd be interested in getting some merch or checking out the website if I do get that up, just things of that nature. Also, hold on, don't leave yet. If you haven't hit that subscribe button down below, just hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications. We just broke 24,000 subscribers. Y'all are awesome. Absolutely love producing these videos, sharing my off-grid life, sharing the lifestyle and different projects, and just having these chats with y'all. So if you've really gotten something out of the channel, if you've tuned in and you haven't hit that subscribe button, hit it down there. I'm not going to hit it this year because the year is fastly, I should say. It is rapidly coming to an end. But the goal is for next year to get that 100,000 subscribers. So I'm just going to try to stay consistent, keep up with the videos, and create some engaging content. And, it's all because of you guys. Thank you so much. God bless you.